What if every teaching you trusted were upside down, keeping you from God instead of leading you closer? Hey guys, it's John sitting here in the studio. Hope you're having a fabulous day. Most people assume religion reveals divine truth, but what if it actually hides it? This inversion of ideologies explains centuries of confusion, guilt, and division. And by the end of this video, I'm hoping that you will see how religion flipped the truth and how to reclaim direct connection to spirit. Religion frames God as as distant and external. Heaven is up there, it's on a cloud. God is a judge in the sky, unreachable except through priests or mullahs or some idea that this intermediary is going to connect you to the unreachable. This teaching separates humans from their own divine core. It takes the power within. They can expand into that awareness that they are divine. But this system of religions creates hierarchy. Ordinary people must depend upon leaders. Direct experience shows God within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. Buddha said, be a lamp unto yourself. The Upanishads, the self is the light within man. The self is the light within man. Real life contrasts, there's rituals versus silence. The endless masses, confessions, and sacraments never satisfy the longing. You go through the processes of dogma and doctrines and ceremony, but it never actually gives you that fulfillment within because that is a personal moment. A single moment of stillness or love can open the heart immediately without all the repetitive rote words that you're throwing out or the songs that you're singing or the passages that will justify the religion's own ideology. Just that single moment of, this is who I am. Take this moment. Just a single moment. Exhale and just be where you are. Don't think about anything. Just notice where you are. That single moment of stillness, you don't feel the stress of needing to get it right. You don't feel the idea of this. Your presence delivers what dogma promises but never provides. Religions condition people with the fear of punishment. It was a survival mechanism. They tell you, don't do these bad things or you're going to end up in a bad way. Then as time goes on, the religion morphs and you get eternal hell and mortal sin and purgatory and fear-based obedience. And you're supposed to believe everything we say. And if you miss church on Sunday, it's a mortal sin. And all these things are literally just fear-based ideologies. But when you fully exhale and you come back to that present moment, you will find that there's no fear there. Perfect love drives out fear, and your core is that perfect love. Guilt begins in childhood, long before conscious choice. You're a child. You're told you're born in sin. You're not worthy. You did terrible things before you even got here, kid. Oh, I'm sorry. You're screwed. Fear keeps people compliant and dependent. The only way you can fix this, kid, is to come be one of us. And then we'll forgive you when you do bad things, and we'll take care of you when you do bad things. But here's the catch. When you get older, you got to have more kids that have this original sin so we can come back to this idea. Guilt begins in childhood. Fear keeps people compliant and dependent. Love dissolves fear, but institutions rarely teach that. Perfect love casts out fear. That's the book of John. Best darn book in the Bible. Thank you very much. Fear and love cannot coexist. One expels the other. Institutions prioritize fear because it controls more effectively than love does. New Age systems replicate the same mechanism. Low vibration, ascension deadlines, or dark forces, they produce anxiety. They're all about fear-based marketing instead of salvation. Seekers are told they need upgrades or clearings. And the formula is identical. Sell fear, then sell the solution. Dogma invents rules that only institutions can interpret. In Catholicism, forgiveness only through confession to a priest, and in the New Age, alignment only through certain gurus or programs. Gatekeepers create artificial bottlenecks to the spirit. Indulgences. People literally paid the church for reduced time in purgatory. Forgiveness became a financial transaction. Control and profit disguised as salvation. Joshua condemned this structure. In the book of Matthew, it says, they tie up heavy, cumbersome loads, but will not lift a finger to move them. He exposed systems that crush people instead of freeing them. Spirit is not bound by human-made rules.
And now, a quick word from our sponsor. Coffee Time with John. This channel runs off coffee, so get your coffee and tea at johnsjoe.com.
The truth is hidden in plain sight. Every tradition whispers the same truth. God is near, not far. And the Quran says, we are closer to man than his jugular vein, meaning God is closer to us than our own jugular vein, right? Rumi said, the eye through which I see God is the same eye through which God sees me. In other words, we are one. We are seeing each other as one. Meister Eckhart, the eye with which I see God is the same eye with which God sees me. Same thing, as Rumi said. These mystical style teachers preserved the inner message while institutions suppressed it. And they were often persecuted as heretics because they didn't believe or they weren't teaching the same things that the dogmas or the doctrines were. And their crime was bypassing authority to point directly to the spirit within you. The power was within you. They confirm one another across cultures despite never meeting. So why is this inner knowing or inner divinity hidden? Because institutions lose control if people realize this simple truth within themselves. If God is within, priests and rituals become unnecessary. Power collapses when direct access is embraced. Truth was hidden not because it's rare, but because it's dangerous to hierarchy. I'm not saying this was a huge conspiracy. It was what they were doing at the time to protect their own truth. Spirit requires no mediator. The door is inside you, and it opens through presence and love. In one of my regressions, Yeshua said, when you seek a path is laid before you, but until you turn the pathway back to yourself, you never find the doorway. You don't need rituals, titles, or permission. Empowerment comes from the recognizing your wholeness, recognizing that power within you. The kingdom of heaven is within you. You can sit in love like I do, quieting the mind, focusing on love itself, and experience this direct connection right now. You don't have to go through a mantra or a technique or go to the priest for permission. There's no structure needed, just awareness of your own present moment divinity. And this simple action of just exhaling and feeling the love within you demonstrates how simple truth is. Living the truth means embodying it daily, taking that loving feeling and expressing it outwardly. I leave you one commandment, love one another. Choosing love over fear in relationships, seeing the divine spark in others. That's what namaste means. You see the divine spark with them. Living freely instead of bound by inherited guilt. You don't have to be guilty for anything that happened before you were here. And you don't have to be guilty for anything anyway. When you are guilty, it's because you did something that you feel was wrong or you are now in trouble for in some way. It's the fear of not being loved being manifested. Religion inverted the truth. God is not distant. You don't have to be fearful followers. There are no endless rules that you must live into. The real truth is God is within. Love as the essence itself, presence as the path, being here in the now, living love. If you see this as a perspective that's been turned upside down, share it. Because someone you know is still trapped in the inversion. They're still following these ideas that they're not powerful, that they're guilty, they're self-doubting. And in those self-doubts and those guilts, they are missing the divinity within. And you can share with them how great they really are. And that's my thought on this. You guys have a great day, and I'll talk to you soon. See ya.